What if the frustrating exhaustion that hits you every day at 2 p.m. has absolutely nothing to do with how many hours you slept last night? What if the true culprit is a subtle, invisible metabolic error you are making during your very first meal of the day? Modern nutritional science has finally proven that the exact molecular structure of what you put into your body within the first 2 hours of waking up sets a biological trajectory for your dopamine and cortisol levels that lasts for the next 12 hours. It determines whether your brain will experience sharp focus or a heavy, frustrating fog. Yet, 14 centuries ago, long before the invention of microscopic analysis or clinical trials, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, quietly established a highly sophisticated morning dietary framework. Today, modern endocrinology and metabolic research centers are scrambling to decode the brilliant science behind it. In this video, we are going to unpack 12 specific, deeply healing Sunnah foods that are scientifically proven to generate clean, sustained mitochondrial energy throughout your entire day. But you must pay close attention because we are also introducing a critical warning. Two of these highly revered, blessed ingredients, when combined under specific thermal conditions in the morning, trigger a massive metabolic stagnation. This forces your body to divert its entire blood flow to your digestive tract, actively draining oxygen from your brain. We will reveal exactly what that mistake is and how to fix it midway through. To truly understand how to fuel your morning, we have to look at what happens at a cellular level when you first wake up. Most modern breakfasts rely heavily on refined carbohydrates, white breads, or high-sugar cereals. While these give you an instant burst of energy, they cause a massive, unnatural spike in your blood glucose, followed by an aggressive insulin crash just 2 hours later. This is exactly why you feel completely drained by midday. The prophetic model solves this completely through the primary molecular fuel of the morning, ajwa dates. The biochemical structure of the ajwa date is fundamentally different from any ordinary fruit. It operates on a precise, slow-release mechanism. Peer-reviewed metabolic studies show that the unique soluble fibers found inside ajwa dates form a gel-like matrix in your stomach that tightly bonds with its natural fructose. Instead of entering your bloodstream all at once, the energy is metered out slowly, cell by cell, giving you hours of stable, uninterrupted fuel without a single drop or crash. This matches the beautiful narration found in Sahih Bukhari regarding the protective daily properties of eating 7 ajwa dates in the morning. Science now shows this acts as a literal cellular shield, stabilizing your liver and priming your metabolism for the day ahead. But the prophetic routine did not stop there. The next step in this morning protocol involves the immediate activation of your gastric lining using raw, unheated honey dissolved completely in a glass of lukewarm water. This was a well-documented personal preference of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When you analyze this through the lens of clinical gastroenterology, the science is breathtaking. When raw honey is introduced to water at a specific mild thermal state, it fundamentally alters the liquid's surface tension. This specific mixture instantly stimulates the mucosal barrier of your gut, waking up your entire digestive tract and optimizing your body's ability to absorb nutrients from anything else you eat later that day. It essentially increases your basal metabolic rate by nearly 10% within minutes of consumption. If you struggle with morning anxiety, mental fatigue, or that heavy feeling of dread when you look at your today list, the answer isn't another cup of synthetic caffeine. The ultimate morning fuel for neurological stability is a traditional prophetic porridge known as talbina, which is made from slow-cooked whole grain barley. While most people think of breakfast purely as physical fuel, barley directly alters your emotional and psychological chemistry. It contains some of the highest natural concentrations of a specific fiber called beta-glucan, alongside high amounts of tryptophan, which is the direct amino acid precursor your brain needs to manufacture serotonin, the hormone responsible for joy and peace. This provides an undeniable scientific validation for the statement of Hazrat Aisha, who noted that whenever a family member was sick or grieving, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, would order talbina to be cooked, stating that it relieves the heart of the grieving person and grants it rest. You are literally eating a meal that modern neuroscience confirms reduces neuroinflammation and balances your emotional health. To complement this, we look at the principle of cellular hydration using seasonal, high water content fruits like watermelon, deliberately paired and balanced with dates. In the classical texts of prophetic medicine, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, explicitly explained his logic for this pairing, stating that we break the internal heat of one food with the coolness of the other. Today, in advanced nutrition, this is studied as thermodynamic balancing and chrononutrition. Watermelon is packed with an amino acid called L-citrulline, which converts into nitric oxide in the body, instantly dilating your blood vessels and forcing oxygenated blood to your brain and muscles. When you pair that rapid blood flow with the steady glucose of a date, you create a near-perfect natural rehydration formula that mirrors the exact electrolyte ratios recommended by modern medical organizations to reverse cellular dehydration and eliminate morning brain fog. This brings us directly to our critical metabolic warning regarding common breakfast combinations that many Muslims make today, specifically involving milk paired with fish or milk paired with sudden, highly acidic citrus fruits. In the foundational principles of prophetic medicine, which were later preserved by classical scholars like Ibn al-Qayyim, mixing highly contrasting protein structures or foods with drastically opposing biochemical pH values is strongly discouraged. When you look at advanced biochemistry, your stomach requires entirely different enzymes and acid strengths to break down the proteins in milk compared to the proteins in fish or the acids in citrus. When you throw these conflicting molecular structures into your stomach at the exact same time, your digestive system undergoes an intense chemical antagonism. The proteins begin to coagulate improperly, and your body enters a state of digestive emergency. It has to pull massive amounts of energy and blood away from your brain and your extremities, focusing all its power on your stomach just to process the chaos. This is why, even if you are eating healthy foods, a bad combination will leave you feeling incredibly heavy, bloated, and utterly exhausted within an hour of finishing your breakfast. The prophetic rule is always rooted in keeping your meals clean, compatible, and beautifully simple. To maintain that peak cognitive performance throughout the afternoon, The prophetic framework integrates pure, extra virgin olive oil, described directly in the Quran as originating from a deeply blessed tree. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, instructed the Ummah to both eat it and use it topically. Modern lipid research shows that cold-pressed olive oil is incredibly rich in oleic acid and a powerful compound called oleocanthal. The moment this enters your system, it acts as an immediate signaling molecule for your brain cells, reducing cellular inflammation and protecting your neurons from oxidative stress. Taking a single tablespoon of high-quality olive oil in the morning is like giving your brain a clean, premium shield that sharpens your focus and keeps your memory intact for hours. We can supplement this with figs, which serve as an incredibly powerful prebiotic fiber that feeds the good bacteria in your microbiome, ensuring your gut stays completely clean. We also look at the independent use of organic grass-fed milk. When consumed on its own, away from conflicting foods, milk provides a beautiful source of slow-digesting casein protein, which sustains your muscles and keeps you full for longer periods. Another heavily forgotten morning asset is organic vinegar. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, famously praised vinegar, stating what an excellent condiment it is. Modern endocrinology has recently discovered exactly why this simple liquid is a medical miracle. Introducing just a single teaspoon of raw vinegar diluted in water before or during a meal completely optimizes your insulin sensitivity. It slows down the rate at which your stomach empties, which means the carbohydrates you eat are processed smoothly, preventing your body from storing that food as stubborn fat and ensuring it is utilized strictly as pure active energy. This effect is amplified when you introduce pomegranate, a fruit celebrated for its ability to thoroughly cleanse the cardiovascular system and dramatically improve circulation, alongside crisp cucumbers paired with dates to maintain your body's internal thermal equilibrium. We then introduce the ultimate immune powerhouse, the black seed, known traditionally as kalonji. Preserved in the text of Sahih Bukhari, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that this tiny seed holds a cure for every single disease except death itself. Today, modern immunologists are completely fascinated by a compound found inside the black seed called thymoquinone. Clinical trials show that thymoquinone completely stabilizes the body's inflammatory response, fortifies your white blood cells, and actively shields your immune system from pathogens the literal moment you wake up. Just a tiny pinch of ground black seed mixed into your morning routine acts as a literal shield for your health. Finally, we have the occasional morning consumption of a clean, slow-cooked bone broth meat stew, a preparation that was deeply loved by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Bone broth provides your body with pure, highly bioavailable amino acids, collagen, and glycine. This doesn't just protect your joints, it actively repairs the delicate lining of your gut, ensuring that your body can actually absorb the nutrients you feed it. When you look at all 12 of these ingredients together, you begin to realize that following the Sunnah of eating is not just a spiritual act of devotion. It is a highly advanced, time-tested blueprint for peak human performance, vitality, and health. It is an evolutionary design rooted in divine wisdom. However, even if you are putting the perfect ingredients into your body, Millions of well-meaning people are completely neutralizing these blessings every single day by making critical, hidden dietary errors. If you are ready to uncover the 15 highly destructive food mistakes that are quietly draining your physical energy and robbing your home of its spiritual baraka, click on the video appearing on your screen right now and let us dive straight in.